to me. This could get interesting. Know you get money, well, how are you spending it? Is this your passion or is it about Benjamins? Is it about cash or the fact that you didn't quit? Talk to me. Let's sip on some wine. Discussion about future, the past, and the grind. What's an excuse when it's last on your mind? I love what you do, may I ask for your time? Talk to me.
Talk to me.
Welcome to the Talk to Me podcast. It's a podcast that provides viewers with the latest news on controversial topics, gender war questions, and a multitude of hypotheticals. I'm your host, Don Worm, sitting here with Ali. How you doing?
Doing good.
And my guy, Mehdi. Let's get it. Let's go. Once again, how y'all doing? I'm feeling good over here, as you can tell, for our fourth time. Shit.
Hey, doing great as well. Welcome, Ollie.
Thank you, guys.
Talk to Me podcast.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Yes. I'm pretty excited. You know how when you get in like new groups, you gotta do like icebreakers and shit like that. Like if y'all was to be in an icebreaker, what would y'all do? Like they'd be like, show me your special talent or tell us something that most people wouldn't know.
Those questions always make me feel like I have like no personality. I'm like, I swear I'm like, cool. I just I don't know if I have any talents.
Yeah, I don't be knowing.
Do I?
I'm the same way. At least I don't know them yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I bartend on the weekends. That's cool, right? What y'all get into this past weekend though? You do anything fun?
No, it's too cold, honestly. It's too cold to be leaving the house anymore.
You really believe that? Or you just haven't had like any exciting thing to do?
Okay. A little bit of both, but I do turn into like a hermit in the winter because it's like, is it really worth going? Especially for girls, because guys, like you put on a coat, you're bundled up. Yeah. For girls, like you got to wear a skirt to a dress. It's just too much. It's like, is this event really worth me getting sick? I don't know. And when I was younger, like when I was in college, I look at pictures. I used to thug it out. I don't know how I did it, and now I can't. I can't.
Girls,
I mean, you'll see otherwise because everyone's out.
Yeah,
the cold ain't stopping.
More power to them. More power to them.
You gotta wait in line, all right, I feel it, but I feel like most attractive girls, they usually can skip lines, but I guess it's all about.
Hey, if I have to wait in line, I'm not going.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sound like that, but it's just like
I feel the same.
I can't.
I'm with you as well. But hey, there's coat check. You can wear your nice coat. Check it in. Maybe pay $5 or have someone else pay $5.
A humble $5.
Yeah.
You get into anything?
Man, what I do on Saturday, I didn't do much. Watched some football. College football was championship weekend, so definitely had to watch that. I was on the couch doing that, and then on Sunday, headed out east to see our boy who just recently got engaged. So that was dope. Saw some people we gathered up with. I haven't seen them in years, so that was cool as well.
Yeah. Shout out to Dada and Keisha, future Dadas. That was pretty dope. About that, it was just funny that my weekend was all right. I watched the Gervonta Davis fight. I thought he almost lost or did lose, but he won. Whatever, that's another story. So when we went, it was a lot of people, that were our age. Obviously, were our friends, but the age was ranging from like 26 to 30, right? So that's around the range where you should get married, right? So half of them were married, So
Wow.
those questions are going to come up, or not married, but engaged. So those questions are going to come up. And when you get those questions a lot, you really start to somewhat, self-reflect. You're just like, now I'm not saying everyone does, but it does cross your mind. Like
100%. It's like, is it me? Am I the problem? Like,
or you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But how do y'all feel about that? Like when I hate how people are like, oh, since I'm engaged, you should get engaged. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But as far as the single life, how do y'all feel about it right now? Whatever.
I would say I'm happy to be single just because it's hard. I think it's hard to find people that meet your standards, especially if you do have high standards. It's just it's kind of impossible. So to me, it's I'd rather just be single than settle or be in situationships. I think that's a waste of time. And I think time is probably the most valuable thing that you can give someone because that's your energy. So it's you have to be conscious of where you spend that. And especially if you are looking for something serious or something like that, you kind of do have to self-reflect and like ask yourself, especially I feel like for men, like even for women too, but it's like, are my actions resonating with what I really want? Like if you're out in clubs every weekend, you're just finding girls to DM, stuff like that. But in the back of your head, you're like, man, like, you know, like I wish I had a wife and something like that. You really kind of got to self-reflect and be like, is what I'm doing really in tune with what I really want?
Nice. My brain was going everywhere. I have a rebuttal question or a question that I want your opinion on. Meta, did you have anything to say?
No, just ask that question first and then we'll go.
So I have friends right now, like half my friends are in relationships, right? And they always ask me, they're like, because I'm outgoing and stuff. So they always ask me, so like, Dom, like, when are you gonna get a girl? When you gonna get a girl? But I'm just like, and then before I even answer, they're like, you know, you're not gonna find your girlfriend or wife in the club. Da 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 da. You gotta go to church. You can find her at work. Da 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 da. But I'm like, let's be honest here. Where is the ideal place to find a girl that is, I guess, quote unquote, girlfriend or wifey material? What would you say?
I don't know, because I struggle with the same thing. I'm like, where do I meet a good man? Because it's obviously not at the club, you know? Or maybe
I think
I don't think so.
Keep going. Too. It could be at the club, but keep going.
It could, but like as a woman, when you meet men at the club, you're not gonna think like, oh, this is someone I want to be with seriously. You're like, oh, he's outside. So it's like a different perspective. But I struggle with the same thing. It's like, where do you meet someone that would be worth your time and like someone that you could take seriously? And I think that's the thing about like being like an adult, like you're not in college, you know, you're not around a bunch of people. So it's like, unless you intentionally try to go meet someone, I feel like it's just kind of hard to like just run into people. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's a specific place. I mean, I'm probably with you about the club. At the end of the day, I don't want to meet my. But you never know. You never know. You can hit it off, and it goes from there. Whatever. But I mean, for me, I think it's like mutual friends. Mutual friends is probably the biggest. It's not any place, but I mean, let's say you go to an event or gathering. You only know one person there, but they got mutual friends. They got friends there, and then they introduce you to them, and then you could hit it off with one of their friends. I mean, I feel like that's probably the biggest or the most
success rate is probably the highest in that.
Yeah, because then it's like, okay, that person knows that person. So maybe if he or she says good things about them, then I'm gonna keep going with it. So stuff like that. I mean, agree with you. Grocery store. Do you meet people at the grocery store? Have you guys ever met anybody at the grocery store?
I've never.
Felt like
so like I mean, people say like, yeah, you can meet your significant other at the grocery store, but how is that like? How's the conversation gonna start? Like you're gonna.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're kind of interrupting them.
Exactly. Everyone's on a mission in the grocery store.
Right.
Like they want to go in and out. It's like the gym. You know, people go to the gym to work out. Oh, that's another thing. Gym. I mean, I mean, if you go to the gym, do you think? Okay. Running into someone or getting hit on, is that like, or like trying to have a conversation versus getting hit on? Do you see that as something different with someone at the gym?
I think that's kind of weird, because then it's like, are you here to meet girls or are you here to work out? Like, are you just like on the prowl at the gym? You know, it kind of gives off that impression. Some people just want to be left alone. Like sometimes like the gym is like your time to like get your mind right and like kind of your sanctuary. So when someone's like, yo, like what's your IG or like what's your number? It like kind of throws you off. Like, yo, I'm not here for that.
Yeah.
Like, please.
Time and place.
So I agree with you. I think mutual friends is definitely the way to go, just because like with your friends, you kind of align in values and like your interests. So most likely the people that they're around are going to be similar to them in a way or have similar qualities to them.
Yeah.
But if you're a gym rat and you go to the gym and your interests are the same, you know, you're going to the gym.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's the way you approach the person.
Yeah.
If you approach a person, it's like, oh, I think you're hot. Like, let me get your number. Okay. Yeah, that's not the way to do it. But I don't know, maybe over time, after a couple run-ins, then you do that, totally fine. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could be anywhere. It could be anywhere. It could be an elevator. Go down to my building in the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
Ideally,
I think yours is the best.
Yeah,
I
I
think
agree.
mutual friends for me.
That's just because I think that takes away, like if you meet someone's friend, you already, it's almost like a birds of a feather flock together. Like if I'm cool with you, most likely you're somewhat cool. You got to be cool if you're hanging out with this group. If you meet someone outside of the
Right.
outside of that environment, you're already judging a book by its cover. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this girl's dressed like this, she's like that. Me, the whole time she could be the opposite, and same vice versa for a guy. You know what I'm saying? Like a girl that I was talking to, she was like, yeah, I don't like him. He looks flamboyant, like as in he thinks he's so full of himself. Hasn't even shook his hand, hasn't even talked to him. You know what I'm saying? So we're just like in a world where everyone already has their perception of you before you even meet them. So it makes it 2 times harder for that person. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a weird time. And I think, and then we'll keep moving. Weirdly enough, it's shameful where most people don't like being in this situation, but like low key, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't see anything wrong with dating apps to find your baby. If you don't count if you don't count the meeting your friend, going to a friendly event, I don't see anything wrong with it. You want me to proceed, or what do y'all think? Do y'all care for dating apps? No.
I've
I don't
never
have anything against it.
Sure. Well,
I wouldn't necessarily think I have anything against them, but
yeah,
they've just never worked for me. And I feel like if you're in a dating app, then you're just talking to like multiple women. And to me, like, I hate to say this, but if I see a guy's talking to like multiple women and like is juggling all these girls, like, I'm sorry, but to me, you're a loser because like you have too much time on your hands. Like, you have way too much time. Like, what are you doing with your day? Like, why are you not busy enough? Why, like, what is going on? Like, that's the like main part of your day, like juggling all these girls. Like, that's just weird to me. And it's like, I don't know. It's like, is that all you're out for? And it just shows like insecurity to me. It's like you need multiple people to boost your ego. Like, that's not attractive. That just shows that you're insecure and like honestly just have way too much time.
That's social media though. People get a boost off of social media.
I agree.
I can go back to the whole dating thing. So like I said about dating app thing, like I said, like 5 episodes ago, I think Hinge is solid. And I think this way, I think the reason why I like it is because it can show you, it's not going to show you the real you. Obviously, you're going to show your best pictures, but it gives you somewhat of a personality. They give you questions that obviously you want whoever to see your answer. You know what I'm saying? You can put it to your liking. So you get like 3 questions, you can answer them however, versus meeting them on social media, it's just all a flex. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, I don't think that's the ideal place, but I'll just say I don't see anything wrong with it. And we'll keep
going. I think if it works for you, it works. It just depends on the person. Like for me, the reason I don't use them is like, one, I'm not the best with like messaging people back and forth. So if you just try to get to know me through like DMs or something like that, you're gonna think I have no personality, that I'm just like boring bitch, just because like I'm just not I'm not good at that. Or like I'm weird about meeting people that I don't know. So it's like I wouldn't necessarily be comfortable just meeting up with a stranger. But then again, that's my question to you. When you do meet someone online and hit it off, how do you go about meeting them in person? Like, where do you meet them?
The reason why I say this can be one of the good options. So, some of my girlfriends are like on social media, dating apps or whatever, or on IG when they meet a guy through DM before they link up, they'll be like, let's FaceTime. So the FaceTime could be serve as somewhat of a first date. And that's how you can weed out if the guy's whack or not, instead of just blindly going into a date and then you feel like you're trapped where you can't fucking leave because he's weird and you don't have balls to like, all right, I'm leaving. You know what I'm saying? Like if you set up standards like that, that's how you could somewhat not waste your time. It's just all about how you do it. That's with anything though.
I agree with that. I will say that like the FaceTimes before meeting someone has worked for me. Like there has been times where I FaceTimed someone for like 2 hours, say, and I've gotten to know them better. I'm like, like that was like a good conversation, but I don't think they're for me. And like nothing wrong with that. And it kind of helps with the thing, like, I'm not wasting your time and you're not wasting mine. And we didn't have to be in this like uncomfortable situation in person where I'm like trying to leave the whole time. Thanks. Or vice versa.
So
I think FaceTiming is a must.
Yeah.
If you haven't met them, FaceTime is a must.
So speaking of like dating and stuff like that, so I want to hear a woman's perspective, because first dates, like that is when your guys, like as a guy, I'm not gonna say all guys do it, but like say if they meet a hot girl through the DMs or meet her out at a club or meet her out at a friend's event, and that first date, they're like, yo, where should I take her, man? Should I should I flex on her and go here, or should I keep it chill? You know what I'm saying? So it's like a big deal as far as like the first date,
Right.
I would assume. So as far as I wanted to hear from a girl's perspective, how much does the first date activity or restaurant or event or whatever you guys do on a first date affect on how you perceive that man before you meet him? Like, does it matter or what?
I think it matters a lot because I think it kind of sets the notion, and like I don't know if it's subconscious or conscious, but like I think guys definitely know what they're doing with that. Because say you take a girl to a really nice restaurant, right, or like a decent restaurant, it's more quiet, it's like more intimate. You can have those one-on-one personal conversations. You can get to know the person better versus like you take me to Buffalo Wild Wings on like chicken wing night and it's like crowded as hell, it's loud, it's so impersonable, like you barely get to know the girl and it's just weird. And you have to think about it, like that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's conscious or subconscious, but like if you've had like side chicks or like girls you're not interested to, I'm sure that you have specific places that you take them. Like, let me take them to this place because I know it's low key. I'm not gonna run to nobody I know. It's not too nice, so she's not gonna get the wrong idea and stuff like that. So like I definitely think it matters. And like with anyone, girls or guys, if you like someone or if you're interested in someone, like you're naturally gonna put your best foot forward.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you take them somewhere that you're like, oh, it's whatever, I'll show up in sweats, like it's casual. It kind of shows like I only did it just to say I took you out. It's not really like anything special or anything I really put time and effort into. So I think it really sets the tone for like the rest of your relationship, and it kind of shows like, okay, what is this person intention with me?
So
okay, so do you like? Go ahead. No.
You got it. I've been talking.
All right. So do you like? So would you prefer a dinner date as a first date?
Yeah.
When meeting someone.
Yeah.
You don't experience any awkwardness or lengthy time at the table. You're gonna be with them for an hour and a half first meeting the person. I mean, yeah, you might FaceTime them before, but I mean, sometimes that first date. I mean, look, it's a go-to for most people that they go on dinners, and maybe drinks.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could do both. I mean, obviously you're gonna do both. But sometimes, you go to a dinner and it's your first time meeting. If you're not, let's say you end up not being into them after 30 minutes, and you got to sit there for another hour having this conversation that you don't want to be a part of while doing nothing except stare at each other. So that's probably something that a lot of people run into, and why people prefer not to go on a dinner date at the first date.
Yeah.
I think a better way to go about that without like going somewhere that just like completely random is like maybe brunch date. So it's a little less like formal, but it's still a nice thing to do. It's still like a nice date. It's not just like, hey, let me pick you up. We'll go to McDonald's, or like I said, go for chicken night. Like, you know what I mean? Like something that's like
You
you're
keep
just taking
saying
me to
That
see
don't
it.
happen.
little bullshit ass dates. Have someone done that?
Nah. There's no
Has someone
way.
tried to take you to Buffalo Wild Wings on the first date or something?
No, I know it sounds like it's like triggering me. It's just the first place I can think of because it's like loud or like stuff like that, or like a really like random place, low-key, you see nobody there. It's like obviously this person doesn't want to be seen with me. You know what I mean? He's just doing this to say like, okay, I checked you off the list. Like I took you out. Like now let's move on to the next phase. I did what I have to do.
You can't be putting those assumptions on guys though. What you mean? Just because he takes you to a low-key spot, he's trying to like hide. What you mean? Why are you?
Like that, like I'm saying, I'm sure you have places that like with girls you don't really want to be seen out with. You're like, okay, I'll take her here. I know I'm not gonna run into nobody. It's not that nice. She's not gonna get the wrong idea.
You said you want a quiet spot, so why can't I take you to a quiet spot that not that many people there without you judging me?
That just don't make it a bummy spot. It can be quiet. You can be like, hey, this is my favorite place to go. And again, it's not about going to like the most bougiest place because not everyone has it like that. But I think it's just about being intentional, being upfront. Like, hey, I'm not in the best position right now, but I still want to take you out and go like have a good time. Is this place okay with you?
Got it.
So it's just like, I think it shows a lot of like where your intentions are. Because it's like, how is this person going to treat me? And like, what does he really think of me in a certain extent?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah,
So
if someone takes you to a Buffalo Wild Wings, that's kind of absurd. But
to go off of,
put the table over. Like, I'm leaving.
that, shout out to Trey. I don't know if he watches the pod, but he told me something about like I was dating I had a girlfriend, and he was like, watch out what you buy her in the beginning, because that's setting the bar from here on out. Don't go too crazy, because that's all sets the bar here on out. So I like to put that on a lot of things.
Yeah.
So for the first date, for instance, say if the guy takes you to like Roof Chris, right? This is just obviously, well, yeah, I'm not gonna say what's the guy's intention. So what should a girl think if he takes you to a Roof Chris on the first date? Or what can you see majority of girls thinking the guy takes you to Roof Chris?
I'll probably think like, oh, this is nice. Like he obviously wanted to impress me and like show me a good time. Like he obviously put some thought into it, because you have to think Ruth Chris places like that. You have to go out of your way to make a reservation. You can't just walk in there and be like, hey, table for two. So it's like just a thought and action behind it. Like he took time out to plan this date. This wasn't like a last minute thing that he's like, okay, I'll roll out of bed and just do this just to say I took her out.
So he's gaining points, not losing points.
Absolutely.
Okay. What if he takes you bowling on the first night?
I think that's fun. I think that's a good icebreaker too.
Okay.
I think finding an activity that, especially if you don't know the person, say you haven't like done the FaceTime thing before, it's a date where like if it does get awkward, you can kind of be more interactive. Like you don't have to just be staring at each other like that if it's not necessarily like you don't know, like, oh, I want to take this girl seriously. And you kind of get to see their personality too.
Yeah. Ideally, I would do that, but I never do that like on a first date. But I might need to try that.
Yeah.
Just spice it up, because it is fun. But I always be thinking like, well, the girls that I'm into, sometimes they can be a little girly. That they'll bowl like 4 times, be like, let's get out of here. I'm like, yo, I just put $100, 2 games. You want
We're finishing this round.
That's why I really don't. So I gotta like gauge how they are. If they're a little bit of tomboyish before I go bowling, but ideally I want to do it. All right, 2 more. What about movies? No.
First time, no way movie.
No.
Absolutely not. That's a no.
It's another one. What about hiking?
That's not bad. I think that's a good one.
Yeah. I don't know about a first date hiking though. Because again, if you don't know the person as a female, you're like, is he taking me up here to kill me? I mean, these are things.
Okay, but
It's real.
The conversation had to be had
think
that
about.
both people like the hiking.
Yeah, if you're both outdoorsy people and you're comfortable with that, yeah, I think it'd be fun. But like, as a woman, if a man's like, "Let me take you hiking," like I'm like, I don't know if I trust. Like, I don't know. There's just a lot. Like, I think as a woman, you have to like put your safety first. So like, being aware of that. But like Dom said, like he likes girly girls. So like, if you know that and you take them somewhere that kind of fits their personality, again, it shows like, oh, this person got to know me and he was intentional about where he took me. Like if a girl's like, I like to get my nails done, I don't like to get dirty, I don't like to do this, and you're like, okay, let's go hiking. It's like, does he even
you're not going hiking, you know?
Yeah, like did he even try to like care about what like my interests are, or does he just want to do what he wants to do?
I mean, you'd end up not going.
Right.
Yeah.
Sidebar, ladies out there that's listening, I just said girly girls because it matched the scenario.
Nothing wrong with being a girly girl.
Shout out to the tomboys out there. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell y'all about this. It's probably one of the highlights of my weekend. So my boy hit me up and was like, yo, I just found out my girl was cheating on me. It's like, what? So he told me like he went through her phone. He said he never does it, but he had like some type of, something she was acting different. So when she went to the bathroom, that she was texting this guy named Tom talking about like, yo, when he goes to sleep, I'm gonna come over, yada, yada, yada. So that basically forced him to read more. So yeah, she's messed with the dude and all that stuff. So he didn't say nothing to her the next day. He didn't say nothing to her that night or whatever. So he woke up in the morning and she was still there. And he asked her about it and she confessed or whatever. So at that point, he kicks her out of the apartment and then he calls me. So he's like, yo, I looked up this dude named Tom. He live at this apartment. Let's go. So we go.
Oh, no. You're saying his whole name and everything. Fuck Tom.
but we could not get into an apartment.
Right.
So he called it. So he didn't have his number or anything like that. So it's like, fuck, we don't really know him like that, but somehow we found out where he lived.
Somehow.
So we ended up just calling it quits, went to the bar and drank. We got drunk and shit. So this is my thing. His girl cheated on him, but he mad at the dude, right?
I think that's weak.
So how do y'all feel about it? If you're in a relationship for about a year and your opposite and your partner cheats on you, who you gonna be more upset with?
Before Ali goes on her little rant, definitely the girl. 100% the girl. 100% your partner. I mean, what does Tom got to do with this? I mean, yeah, he fucked your girl or whatever, talking to your girl. I mean, he probably does know you. I mean, well, he does know you got a man. That's another story. But between what's going on, you got to talk to your partner. The Tom dude has nothing to do with you. He's not doing it to get payback on you, unless it is. Unless you know this guy, you got history, but obviously you don't. This is definitely directed towards the partner, and that's it. Going to the apartment, that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Picking up the phone is one thing. Going to their apartment, that's another. That is wild. That is,
I'm going for the ride. I don't care.
That's a movie right there.
Yeah. No, I mean, I definitely think that's kind of weak because, like, okay, if, like, he knew about it and it's personal, that's, like, a little bit different. But, like, you're not in a relationship with Tom. You're in a relationship with your girl. Like, Tom, how much does Tom owe you? You know what I mean? Like, Tom doesn't owe you any loyalty, or, like, the third party, like, even though that's wrong and obviously, like, they don't have any respect for you, they don't owe you that much. The only person that owes you anything is the person that you're in a relationship with. So I think being mad at the third party is just like a waste of your time. And I feel like going out of your way to like fight that person, like it's just weak because it's like, this man owed you nothing. Your girl was voluntarily going to his house. So like, you know, it's like, yo, you fucked my girl. Your girl voluntarily came here. So why are you mad at me? You know, like I didn't force her. She walked right over. Like, so I don't agree with being mad at the third party. But like, I guess it is a little bit different if it's personal, you know, the person, they know you've been like in a relationship with them. Again, like it just shows that they obviously don't respect you at all. But like, again, they're not dating you.
Facts. True. Shit, when he called me, I was like, let's go. I was ready. I said, fuck it. We gotta go. Man.
Yeah, but okay, you go to the apartment, he answers the door. What are you gonna do?
Whatever he wanted to do, damn.
Whoop his ass? Like you gonna whoop his ass? Or you're like, oh, let's sit down at the kitchen table, you know, talk this out. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, what?
Yeah.
He opens the door.
That's my guy.
What are you gonna do?
Bro. That's my guy. So whatever he
That's
wanted
the guy.
to do.
But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Whatever he wanted to do, bro.
So you're telling me he throws a punch, you throwing a punch after him?
We jam.
No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Mm-mm.
My man Dom and his boy gonna come in with a wine bottle. Like, look, I got a wine bottle. We're gonna sit down on the couch, have a glass.
Nah.
We're gonna talk this out. Why'd you fuck my girl, man? It's like, I don't know.
He was he was just frustrated. So like sometimes, you know, when people say I blacked out and stuff like that, obviously you can't say he blacked out because he had time to drive and all that shit. But he was just so frustrated and he couldn't do anything to his girl. The next thing, you know, he could do was just try to find this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But like after we drank and stuff like that, we like cooled it, whatever. I was like, yo, there's millions of girls out there. Like it ain't that serious, but just do not go back to her.
Yeah.
No matter what she say, because you know, women can come up with some like extravagant story to, you know, sneak through the cracks and, you know, somewhat be innocent. You know what I'm saying? They're really good at that. But he said, I got you, bro. I'm like, all right. Yeah, but
I think again, like it takes two to tango.
I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing that. But you my guy.
You gotta have homegirls though, because like what did the guy do to you? Like get your homegirls to fight the girl because like she's the one that cheated on you, even though I don't condone that. Let me not say that. But like, hey, worst comes to worst. If really did you dirty. Like if my best guy friend got cheated on and like this girl really like slimed him out, like I might have to step in.
Step in and what?
It's just what it is. whatever's gonna go on. Like, I'm gonna talk shit to you. If you want to fight, we can fight because you're wrong. And like, you obviously need your ass whooped, and he's not gonna do it. So someone has to.
All right. So what about this then? What if we can go with Vince? Fuck it. Say Vince, right? You and Vince, cool. Vince is dating this girl. They've been dating for a year. You know he has cheated on her, but she don't know that. He finds out that she cheated on him. He finds out that she cheated on him. How you gonna react? You gonna be mad at the girl, or you gonna be like, "Well, since I know this is what you get, Vince." Like, how you gonna look at it?
No, I wouldn't be mad at the girl because, like, again, if that's your close friend, you gotta hold them to standards too.
Okay.
Like, I don't think that's why I don't agree with like guys having just like shitty friends, like being friends with people that are obviously just like terrible. Like, I don't get that because it's like also a reflection of you. So I think like if that's your friend and you genuinely care about them, you should hold them to better standards than that.
Yeah.
Hey, like, did we have this question before? At least a similar question.
Yeah, there's a lot of very.
It was like, I think if your boy cheats on a girl that is in the same friend group, or like, are you gonna tell the girl?
I don't know. I think we had something like that last week, but
something
it wasn't
like that. I don't know. It was a funny one.
But we didn't have Ollie on that joint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we did it.
Strong opinions.
fucking did. I fucking did. All right. So, speaking of fucking dead. All right. So, everyone, I know people are seeing like all over social media about like these robots and how I what was that movie? I Am Robot. How that's like possibly can come into play, you know, within the next 20 years. So it's kind of like freaky. So there's a Russian company, a Russian robotic company called Promobot is currently offering $200,000 to anyone that obviously has like a somewhat welcome face, or you know that looks somewhat presentable, and so anyone that looks somewhat good or whatever, they're offering $200,000 for a person to use their face on the robot and their voice forever. So with that being said, would y'all do that? So if someone offered you $200,000 to use your face and voice forever on that robot, and obviously there will be replicas of it, and it'll be used in restaurants, hotels, as a bartender, as a robot, anything you can name it. Would you do it for $200,000?
Look, the only issue, I would do it, but the only issue I have is it's a Russian company. I don't know what other shit they need from me. If it's just my voice and my face, maybe. But oh man, they're gonna put a bounty on me. They're like, we only want your face and voice. We don't want you walking around with the same face and voice, and they're gonna put a bounty on me.
I don't know.
And they ain't gonna pay me my $200K. They're gonna pay someone else $50K to kill me.
Look at you putting assumptions out there. But nah, you feel.
But this is an assumption.
Who knows, bro? So, but would you do it though?
I would do it.
Yeah. Thousands of medis.
Not in Russia though.
Okay. What about you?
I would not, because like you got to think about it like in a business way. $200K for them to use your voice and face forever. Think about how much money they're gonna make of using your voice and face forever. They're using it on restaurants, on apps and stuff like that. They're gonna make like at least like billions of dollars, and you're getting a little $200K. No, to use your voice and face forever.
Hey, get that royalty. I don't know if that's an option, but it don't seem like it.
Not for 200K, because you got to be business minded. Like, hey, you're gonna use this restaurants, apps, whatever. You're gonna make like at least $1 billion, because like obviously you're gonna sell it to businesses. They're not gonna buy it for 200K. One business is going to buy it for like $1 million to use it. So it's like you're definitely just being used. So I wouldn't do it. And then it's just like the privacy thing. And then if you're still alive and like you have a job, people can find out where you work. They can manipulate. There's evil people in the world. Like manipulate your voice, make it sound like it's really you. It's not really you, and you're still alive. Like, I don't know, stuff like that. But then like the narcissistic side of me, it's like, if I die, like you bitches will never forget me. Like I'm here forever, you know? I'm not going nowhere, dead or alive.
Hey, you know, if you let them pay you that $200K, you'll be here forever. No one's gonna forget you. Your face, your voice, it's gonna be there.
200K is not that much money. Like it's not.
It ain't. It ain't.
Look at us. Look at us. You remember when we said 100K wasn't enough?
Yeah.
People
Hey,
were
Doc,
so
you remember,
mad.
do you remember that conversation we had? Was it after the Nats game? We went to the bar after. It was me, you, Jalen, I think Jesus.
Yes.
And we got into it.
But do you know why though?
It
wasn't 100K. It was
a million. Yeah.
So all right, well, we can end it on that question. I got it in my head. So my answer would be yes, I would do it. Yes, I get what you're saying. You would want to negotiate, but the question was, would you do it for 200K? I would do that for sure. But that's without knowing all the deets and all that stuff behind it. Who knows what type? Like, do they need to get my social security and all that stuff? Like, that's when it's like, damn, do I do it? But for 200 and all they do is let's just say they scan my face and I talk for like an hour and then that's it, I would do it.
So why would you do it? Is your reasoning just for the 200K or is like any other thing that would motivate you to want that?
I think 200K is a lot of money. I'm not gonna say it ain't shit, but I get what you're saying. Over time, when they're gonna make
200K is definitely a lot of money, but
they're gonna make millions off of your name and literally in your voice, and you're only making a little punk ass 200K. Like in that from that perspective, yes, I get what you're saying, but it's gonna take a lot longer to make 200K versus getting 200K by a day or two of action. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna take it. That's my reason. Do you have anything to say about that, Ollie?
Yeah, I do actually. I do because, like, okay, say it's not a Russian company that's putting the hit on you. People are crazy in this world. So they see your face, they see your voice everywhere. People are weird. Then they see you out in public. Like, you just don't know how people are gonna act. Like, people might start stalking you. Like, I don't know. Like, people are weird. So I does think like it puts you in an unsafe situation too. Like, you just don't know people, and like you're kind of giving them a lot of access to you. Like, your whole kind of privacy is gone.
All right, here's my rebuttal then. I'm just gonna be a celebrity. I'm gonna be the first human to have a robot remade after me. So with that being said, I'm gonna get endorsements. I'm gonna, a lot more money. I'm gonna make a lot more money off that 200K. Now that I think about it, I'm about to get a lot. Like, I'm about to be that guy, low key. I might be a B-level celebrity off of that shit.
Well, here's my rebuttal. Is Siri a celebrity? Like, we all recognize her voice. We all have iPhones. If you saw Siri walking down the street, would you be like, oh shit, that's Siri?
Okay, there's a flaw in your statement. Who the fuck is Siri?
We've never seen her. We've never seen.
Oh, you see D Worm out that motherfucking robot? You gonna know?
We haven't seen Siri. We just know her voice.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it now because low-key you can multiply that 200K.
But what's wrong with having your face on something?
And I get my
people's faces on something all the time. I mean, what's the big deal with the face? If they're taking other information, like Dom said, social security, this is that, fingerprints, what else? I don't know, whatever else.
Because
that's
just like you said, they're gonna have so much information. They have all these information about celebrities. That's why they have armed security. You know what I'm saying? You don't think people don't know where Drake live? You don't think where everyone knows where all these?
I'm talking like.
And you gonna hire armed security? What's up with you?
I told you I'm gonna have that bread. What you mean? I'm gonna have money.
Hey, think about it. You want to monetize off this. Your voice is already being used for everything. Your face is already being used for everything. Why would they pay you? They couldn't already use your voice.
So
what do you mean? No, I would probably. And this is obviously I'm looking at the optimistic. I'm looking at it optimistically.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like people will want to have interviews. Like I said, endorsements, stuff like that. Who knows the opportunities? I think I can it would turn into an ample of opportunities. But if it doesn't, I'm gonna look stupid with just 200K. But that means I'm just gonna have to grind harder to get more.
Right.
I'm looking.
I see what you're saying.
I'm gonna make something shake. God damn it. I'm
gonna flip this somehow.
Some quitting and all types of shit. I'm flipping something. All right. So we're gonna end it on this. So since you're a woman and do you like kids?
I'm indifferent.
Do you have any experience with kids? Like, as far as like, are you an auntie or like anything like that?
Mm-mm.
Okay, we'll still ask you the question since I bring it up. So the hypothetical me and Maddie brought up was like something like a few years ago. We were all arguing with my boy Jalen that So the question was, Meta, you do it. Do you remember it? If not, I'll say it.
I don't remember the exact question, but I
So-
know it has to do with $1 million.
Yeah. So it was from the time a kid's born, from birth, all the way up to 21. Do you think the parents have spent $1 million on that kid? We can go in Nova, not in small rural places, obviously, no. But he's saying in Nova, so you including college and everything else.
And that was the question?
Yeah, my boy was like, yes, they're spending $1 million for sure. And we were like, hell no. What do you think?
I don't know about $1 million. Like that's
Absolutely
a
not.
lot. But I mean, I guess like you said, it depends on the area you're at. If you're in Nova, like everything there is more expensive. If you're in New York, LA, it's definitely going to be more expensive to have a kid. But I don't know about $1 million. But then again, you got to
talking
think
about
like
one kid?
Yeah.
That was our argument. And that's why you were so mad, or we were so mad. Because Jalen was like, yes, one kid, $1 million.
See, $1 million is a lot. I'm maybe like 300, 350K. Like, okay, you mentioned daycare. Let's say daycare is up until the age of 3 years old. From, let's say, I don't know, people send their kids to daycare when they're 6, 7 months.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know somebody who drops their kid off at what is it called? Not a monastery school. What is it called? Missionary? Whatever.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been sending them since they were like 5 months old. You know, sending them there, paying. It's not even that much. It's like $1,500 a month compared to daycare. I know people spending on daycare $2,500 a month. So I mean, $2,500 over a course of a year. We're talking almost $30,000 a year. So that's let's say 3 years. That's almost $100K. That's just on daycare, and then you got the food, the clothes. I mean, it racks up, but I don't think $1 million. We're talking maybe half at most. And it depends what kind of lifestyle and what level on the scale you are. If you're a millionaire, you're gonna spend a lot of money.
Yeah. But we talking about like the average family, like you said, in Northern Virginia, which is definitely one of the wealthiest areas in America. I'm still not going $1 million.
I'm not going $1 million either. Because most people, like most middle class families, don't necessarily like see $1 million like in their lifetime. Well, maybe not in their lifetime, but like for a long time, maybe till like retirement, maybe even that. So to say like $1 million on a kid, I don't think so. All
right, so we're not indifferent. We're all on the same page. True.
Well, you said till 21. So college.
Counts. Yeah, you got to think that.
Yeah.
They're going out of state. We're talking 150K.
Everybody ain't going out of state though.
Right. Not everyone. Barely anybody goes out of state.
Thinking average, we thinking just illogical.
Yeah. Nah, but still, no way $1 million. I'm sticking with 350K.
Maybe $500,000, 500K, but
could be. But like you think about it, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And we're just talking about just for the kid. We're not talking about anything else, which is wild.
Yeah.
Like if you really put down your expenses and everything you pay for it through the 21 years, we're talking millions.
If you include rent or like mortgage, all right, bad. But that's the only way.
You're not including that. Yeah.
Sure.
If you include like vacations, like
you gotta include paying for the kids' vacation.
But then we're talking. I mean, dude, baby food is expensive. Diapers, their clothes. You got to keep buying clothes because they're growing up until the age of 5. I mean, they're constantly growing.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends what kind of lifestyle you live.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. Well, Ollie, it was a great time potting with you. I had a really good time, honestly.
Likewise.
Hopefully we can get you back on. I don't know your schedule and stuff like that, because I had a great time.
I had a great time too. Thank you guys for having me.
Yes. We started in the DM, and now we're here.
Right.
That's where it all starts.
Right. Seriously, modern day.
There you go.
All right. So don't forget to follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Apple, Spotify, all that good stuff. All right, it's a wrap in the trap. Thank you for watching. Talk to me.
Talk to me.
Talk to me.
Let's go.